Hi, this is a quick guide on how to do role-based configurations on CollabPortals. So I've got this event crew Airtable base just as an example to show you. So we've got a contacts table and then a few other tables and then this documents table. So what I basically want is that only managers can see the documents table on the portal, so other team members can see the other tables, but only managers can see the documents table and create and upload documents, etc. So on the contacts table, I have this role field, which has kind of various example roles, and then stage manager. So I put two contacts in, John and Sarah. John's a technician, Sarah is a stage manager. So yeah, we just need to configure CollabPortals to use this role and then have slightly different permissions depending on the role. So if I go to CollabPortals, so I've added this event crew portal, and in the setup form, if you go to the bottom, you've got this role field, and this is basically where you tell CollabPortals which field on the contact table should be used to determine the user's role. So obviously in our case it's just called role, but it might be called something slightly different, so you can set that here. So then CollabPortals knows, okay, to pay attention, these are effectively the roles. So then what you can do once that's set, if you go to a table, once the role is set, you see this extra bar at the top. So this is like the kind of configure by role bar, and everything by default will just have this default role. So if it can't find a more specific role configuration for the page, then it will just fall back to the default. So you always have a default, which is like the fallback, and then you can kind of add new role configurations on top of it. So if we take the documents table as an example, so by default, all of these other team roles, I don't want them to be able to see the document table. So for the default role, what I'm going to do is just disable it, and then they can't see the documents table at all. And then what I can do is click this plus on the role configuration bar and just add a new role for stage manager. So if I click that, so I've got a new role now for stage manager. It's copied the default permissions. So what I can then do is just enable it. And then I can, if I want, I can configure anything else in here in terms of how the page should look for stage managers. But you know, just as an example, I'm just going to enable it just so you can see the difference. So if I save the portal, now if I click the preview button and preview first as John, so I'm not expecting John to be able to see the documents table. Yep, so he can't see it, so he can see every other table, events, career assignments, team, but not the documents table. And then if I preview the table as Sarah, as you can see, she can see the documents table and she can edit them here. So yeah, that's a kind of basic example. Obviously, because you can configure everything about the page specific to a role. You know, you can do quite a lot with this because there's kind of nothing that is beyond reach in terms of you know, customizing per role. So yeah, I've done a kind of basic example here just to give an idea, but you can obviously configure absolutely anything you want inside this role. So yeah, I hope that helps.